Hi everyone, this is Stephanie from Vegan Mainstream, and today I want to talk about some marketing disasters that people make, especially when they're starting their small businesses. So you vegan business owners out there, listen up. Number one thing that I notice about a lot of people is they don't keep their website up to date. And what I mean by that is if you see that your pictures or photos are overlapping over top of the text, if your font is too big or you have like 4 or 5 different types of fonts going on in your site, well, that might have been great 10 years ago when you first launched your site. Today, that's probably not the best representation of your brand. Or if someone said, hey, just launch a website because you need to have a website for your business, make sure you've gone back and look at that site. Is it truly representative of your brand? Is it clean? Is it simple? Is it modern? Is it edgy? It has to have the same image of your brand offline as well as online. One piece of advice that I give to a lot of people is that it's better to have a simple website, meaning a logo, a little bit of text. Maybe you have an email sign up in your Twitter and your Facebook account, and then a little bit of information about your business. Then you have videos, you have photos, you're trying to do a blog, you're just trying to do everything on one homepage, and there's data and information just coming at the actual user, and you're not keeping it up to date. So when someone looks at the information, things say 2006, 2007, 2008, and I can't find anything on your site that says 2009. Not a good representation of your business. So, one thing I always ask people to do is, at a minimum we're saying here, is that you should be looking at your website at least once a year and doing an assessment. Do a comparison between that and the top sites. All you have to do is Google and say, top websites or top e-commerce site, or find out what people's sites are in your industry, in your field, because that's going to be a really good benchmark. This is exercise that may take you 20 minutes, but from a customer standpoint, it may take it a long way. The next thing you do once you see some of those top sites is see what changes you actually need to make to your site, just to keep it up to date, just to keep it the latest and greatest information. If you have dates in there, just make sure you've gone in and updated anything, especially if you have your copyright. If this is copyright 2003 and this is 2009, that's a problem. Go out there and get it fixed. Now, one of the reasons that people don't keep their site up to date, or when they have trouble with formatting photos and formatting videos, many people just say, oh, well, at least it's up there, and at least it's online, I'll worry about it later, is because of the headache and sometimes the hassle with trying to find someone very good to help you update your site. Many people don't need bells and whistles and don't need, the latest and greatest flash and information coming in and out of your site. You really just need someone who's going to help you with some of the basics. So I'm going to recommend kind of 2 ways to get that done. Number one, I'd outsource them. But when I say outsource them in pieces. The reason being is, as a small business owner, most people don't have a ton of free time. They can't really dedicate themselves to a 2 or 3 week site build where they're getting creative and they're getting updates and they have to go on the site and provide feedback. That loop is very difficult if you're running a business full time. Because when you think about your business, whether your site is for you to collect, or you have an e-commerce site, or your site's just a representation of your business, most of your day-to-day activities may not have to do with the website. So therefore, you have to balance your time between improvements that are kind of strategic and long-term versus maybe the current crisis, current issue, or the current client request at the time. So what I recommend is break things down to pieces. First, think about the creative and work with a great creative designer or director specifically on the layout and the design of the site. Before you go to a coder, before you go to a web designer and someone who's actually going to put it up on the website, get an understanding of the look and feel. Get someone to actually design it. Because I think one mistake that people make is they try to go to the web coder who is not a design person. They're just a person that does coding, and they don't get the pretty or the finesse or really the kind of simple, clean around the edges website that they wanted, because they're working with somebody who's more of an expert in getting that vision online as opposed to building and creating it online. So once you work with a graphic designer and you have a basic lay of the land, have your graphic designer work with a coder. Hire a coder. There's a ton of sources online, things like Elance, and there's a tool called Rent-A-Coder that will allow you to actually hire someone just for the coding. what's great about that is you can say, hey, I have a general idea. This is how the look and feel of the site. Take a look at it and give me pricing specifically for this design. That'll not only allow you or help you to kind of control your costs, it'll also help you to ensure that the look and feel that you're looking for, you'll be able to achieve that online. So, once again, one of the big marketing disasters I always see is a lot of people not going back, updating their sites, and keeping them the latest and greatest. So please, 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 at a minimum, I would say be looking at your site on an annual basis, maybe every 6 months. If you're looking at something like a site that has heavy traffic, because you want to make sure your user experience is very high. And if you're looking at a site like a blog, you really should be doing some assessments almost on a monthly basis. So once again, please don't get caught with one of these marketing disasters, and hope to speak with you soon. Bye.